Hi everybody, I'm Sharon. Today I'm going to be showing you the unboxing, assembly, and review for the Kreddle Chinrest. So this Kreddle Chinrest is something that I found out about like a year or so ago, and essentially it's this like completely adjustable chinrest for violins. The idea is that we tend to build up a lot of height on our violins with the shoulder rest, and so it'll have it'll prop your violin like way up here from your shoulder rest with like a tiny chin rest. But the idea for this thing called the Kreddle Chinrest is that you can drop your whole like violin whole like setup lower and then create that height with the chin rest. Instead of the shoulder rest. This new setup is also like more like ergonomic, better for your posture, so you're not like having to do like this with your neck. It can adjust in all these different ways so that you can stay like really aligned. And it also allows you to like not have to work as much with your bow arm like if your setup is like way up here, you have to do like a lot of work, whereas you can just like do less work down here. And so I wanted to try it out. I'd heard a lot of good things about this Kreddle thing, and I'd seen other people using it too. So I kind of wanted to check it out. And when I bought mine and I ordered it in the mail, it didn't come with any instructions. And when I searched online, there weren't any videos showing how to assemble all of the parts together and like which parts did what types of things. So hopefully with this video that'll cover it, and what screws do what type of things, and how to assemble it and all of that. So stay for the end. I do a demonstration between my old Chinrest and the new Kreddle Chinrest, and you can actually hear a difference in the way it makes my violin sound. In the front, you have your main chin plate, as well as the bracket that goes on the side to attach it to your violin. Underneath is a second chin plate, a thinner one, as well as all the accessories that come with it. Here you can see that one chin plate is already set up. Here is the Allen key, which is used to adjust the screws, as well as 3 different height pieces, which will give you the different heights of your chin plate to the violin. It actually comes with 4 of them, but one is already on the setup chin plate. This is the key that will tighten the bracket to attach the whole thing to your violin. Here I'm loosening the screws in order to remove that height piece so you can see all 4 of them side by side. I ended up choosing the shortest one to use because the whole setup can get pretty tall actually. So the whole box comes with 2 chin plates, a bracket, 4 different heights, a Allen key, and a key for the bracket. Here is what the chin plate screws look like. The one on the left is just to attach the chin plate to the adjustable height piece. The screw on the right is what allows it to swivel and change angles. The 2 chin plates that they give you have 2 different heights. One is kind of more shallow, the other one taller. I ended up wanting to change to the shallow chin rest. And even though the chin plate isn't attached with glue or anything, it's just a very tight fit. So it ended up being a little hard, but not impossible to detach. So I struggle for a bit, and why don't we speed things up? So I end up taking the smaller height chin plate and just clipping it on to the Chinrest base. I then take the height piece that I want, which in this case is the shortest one, and I assemble it by putting the lower piece with the empty hole into the bracket. Now it didn't fit because the screw wasn't loosened all the way, so I take the Allen key and loosen it in order to get the piece to go in. And here I'm just twisting it to be in a certain orientation where the ball socket part is pointing up, and I will tell you why later. So now I take the ball end of the height piece and put it into the chin plate. As you can see, it's able to swivel and angle in all different directions. And once I get it into a position that I like, I just tighten it with the Allen key. So here I'm tightening both, but really it's the right screw, which is more important for anchoring in that position. The left screw is just so that the chin plate doesn't fall off. So now make sure to loosen the brackets in order to fit onto your violin, and then I'll show next putting it on your violin. So righty tighty, lefty loosey. You just use the key to tighten it by putting it into the holes and then turning to the right. Try and do them both little by little rather than one side all the way. And just be careful also not to over tighten the bracket because you could dent the wood. Leave a little bit of space between the bracket and the side of your violin so it doesn't scratch the varnish. And you're done. That's all it is for assembly. Now on to the demonstration. Right, hi, so I've had this Kreddle thing for a little over a week, somewhere between 1 and 2 weeks. And so just to give you like a short review about my initial impressions, I bought this on my own. I was not paid for this review or anything. So the first thing is that like this Strad pad that I've used for like more than a decade, it's so comfortable. However, the Kreddle, it sounds incredibly louder and more resonant and just more open. So for that reason alone, I do like the Kreddle. I still have to get used to all of the like angles that it has to offer. So I just put my old one back on just for the video. But in the assembly portion of this video, I mentioned about how the little like joint should be like facing like up as opposed to like sideways. And the reason for that is because this side profile, if you have the joint facing up, which in this case would be this way, then you get like a flush area right here. But if you have the little joint facing sideways, which would in this case be like towards me, then this Chinrest part is going to be sticking out quite a bit. And that part was uncomfortable. It did hurt. Getting used to the difference in height wasn't that big of an adjustment. Like, it did feel weird at first, but I got used to it within like the first day. Something that I do not like about this is like the little key that you have to use for this. It's just like really annoying to use. I've always just used like a bent paper clip, and I think that that's better than this. I feel like that key will scratch the violin pretty easily if you're not careful with it. And it's just like really small to handle, so it's like annoying. And then also like the little Allen key wrench. I forgot where I put it, but yeah, here it is. So this this Allen key right here, in the like a little over 1 week that I've had the Kreddle, I've lost this like 2 or 3 times, and you cannot adjust anything on this without your Allen key. So just don't lose that. Yeah, just don't lose that. I think just keep that in your violin case. That's what I ended up doing. And then also like one last thing. So this Chinrest can tilt this and that way because of the ball and socket joint, which is just like the little like adjustable part in the middle, and then the little socket on the Chinrest. And so you can angle the Chinrest at different ways. I've noticed that when I used it, I'm not sure why, but I'm able to just from like pressing on it in different ways as I'm playing it, it will move. And I'm not sure if that's because the little screws in there are, like, I feel like I'm tightening them. I don't want to over tighten them. So I'm not sure the reason for that. So that is a little bit of something. Overall, I do like it, but I'm still getting used to it. So this is just my initial impressions. I don't want to give like a full review. I'll leave that up to you. Down below, let me know if you hear a difference or if you have a preference for one Chinrest over the other. If this video helped you or was interesting to you, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe. That helps me, and it also makes me feel better. See you next time.